Hey, Matt from Weight Health Synergy. We've got Glenn Patterson writing in. Why do I get diarrhea after eating ice cream? Well, actually, Glenn, you're not alone. Lots of people do, and even myself. I'm not that adverse to it, but I do have somewhat problematic results that way. In the sense of ice cream is dairy, and as I've gotten older, I've found myself more and more lactose intolerant. Now, the interesting thing is, and I think this is probably true for a lot of people who consider themselves lactose intolerant, I'm okay with dairy fats, butter, yogurt actually to an extent I'm okay with as well, and cheeses. I'm fine with all sorts of cheeses. So the dairy fats don't cause me a problem with lactose intolerance, and similar to what you're describing of getting diarrhea after eating ice cream. But I would suggest that is your problem. Most likely, you're having a reaction to the lactose. You're basically lactose intolerant and didn't realize it. So I would ask you, when you drink milk, if you drink milk. Some people don't drink milk. I mean, I don't like milk. I haven't drank it for years. I don't think people should drink milk. But if you were to have a glass of milk, do you find yourself having the same problem? That was one of the things that triggered it for me years ago, is I noticed even though I didn't like drinking milk, I still did enjoy a glass of chocolate milk, especially the ones that come in the carton all premixed. They taste delicious. And I found what would happen is, and I used to have an argument with a buddy of mine because I could drink chocolate milk and I could start passing gas within literally minutes. Sometimes not even minutes. And he'd be like, well, that's not even scientifically possible. It can't go through your system that fast, and that could not be what's going on. And I'm like, it absolutely is. And it got to the fact where he just wouldn't refute it because he knew as soon as I had a glass of chocolate milk, it was coming on. So that was one of the first things that triggered me to the fact that I was getting at least somewhat lactose intolerant. And I suspect that is what's happening to you when you say you're getting diarrhea after eating ice cream. I suspect it's lactose intolerance. The other thing it could be is, depending on the ice cream, if it's just ice cream in general, then it's probably lactose intolerance. But if it's a certain type of ice cream and you haven't tried other ones to test if it's indeed lactose intolerance, or if it's something else in the ice cream, another additive, a flavoring, a coloring. There's so many things that they put in ice cream these days, whether it's sweeteners, whether it's colorings, whether it's other type of, whether you've got, pistachios or something in the ice cream. It could be one of those things, if that's the case, that is causing it. But my gut reaction, my what I'm thinking the problem is lactose intolerance. So I would test that. Test it with some milk. Test it and see. If you want to check if that is what it is for ice cream, try some other brands and some other different flavors and things like that. If you're still getting the same problem, I would suggest it's lactose intolerance. Check with your doctor. I'm sure they can test that for you. For me, I would just know, if I tested it and I just can't eat ice cream without, as you said, having diarrhea, then I would know that I'm lactose intolerant and I don't need to go to the doctor and have a test. But by all means, feel free to go to the doctor and get it checked out, especially if for some reason, from some of your own personal testing, the whole N=1 principle, you are the experiment, you're finding, or you don't think that it is a lactose thing. You think it's something else. It might pay to go and get some allergy testing done. But that's what I think. What about you guys? Have any of you had similar experience to myself or to Glenn, that you found that all of a sudden, as time went on, that you developed a lactose intolerance? I think when we're younger, as children, we're more tolerant to milk. Some kids aren't, but I know that's seemed to be what happened for me as I got older and aged. My lactose intolerance got worse. As I said, I don't have a problem with dairy fats. Cheese and butter are absolutely fine for me. But let me know what you guys, if you had a similar experience, leave it in the comments below. Let's share your stories. Show Glenn what your experiences have been, that he's not alone in this, aside from myself. And thanks for your question, Glenn. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at Weight Health Synergy.